The Dark Knight isn't just a bad Batman film, it actively hates Batman and systematically tears down everything the previous film built up. Now, before you dislike and swipe away, let me be clear and say that The Dark Knight is a great film. It is a perfectly paced action thriller with a plot that never slows down or gets predictable, and it goes without saying that Heath Ledger's performance is unforgettable. And of course, I am grateful to this film for proving to cinephiles and mass audiences that comic book movies could be mature works of filmmaking everyone can take seriously. But with that obligatory praise out of the way, let me explain why I've never loved this film. As I said, it takes everything Batman Begins did so well as a Batman film and deliberately undoes it all. First of all, while the first film showed us a gritty, larger-than-life city exuding gothic atmosphere and introduced a Batman who was a literal ninja stalking criminals from the shadows like a nocturnal creature, the sequel stripped all of that away, leaving a generic, sterile modern city and a man running around in hockey pads punching people. However, the deconstruction of the titular character goes far deeper than visuals and fighting styles, so let's examine the themes that people love so much in this movie. Batman Begins was about the power of symbols as a positive force for change, about the power of Batman as such a symbol for change. The whole movie is about Bruce Wayne creating this symbol to inspire hope in his city. Then, The Dark Knight is about him giving up on that dream. He spends the whole film growing depressed as he becomes convinced that the symbol of hope and change he spent the previous movie building is really doing more harm than good and that he should quit to live a normal life, which he does in the ending everyone praises so often. This is not him renewing his mission to inspire change, this is him giving up on it, but telling Gordon to tell everyone he's the bad guy because he doesn't want people to know he just gave up on them. You can forget all the reasons the ending just doesn't make sense, like the fact that this false narrative doesn't make sense and is going to be extremely hard to back up, or that they could have just as easily framed the Joker, or that all the people who figured out Batman's identity in this film have no reason not to spill the beans now that he's a fugitive suspected for murder. Even if it actually made sense, it would still be a cynical rejection of the hopeful message of the original film. The point of the film is that Batman couldn't do good as a symbol for change, that his entire mission was an ill-conceived failure, and I guess that using scapegoats is a more effective means of positive change than actually fighting for it. Sure, that's deep, inspiring stuff. Christopher Nolan is not the only filmmaker to deconstruct Batman, but while Zack Snyder and Matt Reeves both presented a misguided and rage-fueled vigilante realizing the futility of their efforts and recognizing the need for a symbol of hope, Nolan takes that symbol of hope and shatters it, while using Hans Zimmer's score to make it sound somehow triumphant rather than spiteful.